Okay, hello, we're live again with me, Teacher Lisa, ready for our next YogaBugs adventure. And today we're going to be doing the Julia Donaldson book, Room on the Broom. So hopefully it's one that lots of your children know, and hopefully I'll get it right because it is a word perfect poem. And thank you again for joining me on this adventure. So make sure that you've got yourself a drink of water, plenty of space to do your yoga, and we'll get ready to do our warm-up. As always, we'll be doing 2 warm-up sun salutations, and then we'll start our adventure of Room on the Broom. So I'm going to get ready and I'll come back over once we've done our first sun salutation. Okay, so standing nice and tall, shoulders down and back. We reach up our arms and we wave and say, hello, sun. And then we're going to fold it forwards towards our toes and say, hello, toes. Bend your knees, take your hands down and step back for your road runner. What sound does our road runner make? Beep, beep. Very good. Let's take that foot back and bring it up into our puppy dog. And we're just gently going to wag our tail as we bend our knees for our puppy dog. And we're going to come down onto hands and knees for our cat. So we're going to do big smiles for our happy cat. And when we get scared, we're going to arch our back. Happy cat. What about party cat? Shake those tail at the back. Party cat. Well done. And down onto your belly for your slithery, slimy snakes. So we're going to push up for our little snakes. And pushing up into our big snakes. Sitting back onto our heels, head down, arms by our side for our very quiet little mouse. And back up to happy cat. Party cat, well done. And leaning it up now all the way up into your dog. What sound does our dog make as we wag our tail? It goes woof, woof, woof. Very good, let's bring the foot forward. For road runner, remember you can bring the knee down if you prefer. And road runner sound is beep, beep. Very good, both feet together. And slowly we come up all the way to hands on our heart. Well done. Let's get ready now for our second sun salutation before we start our adventure. Okay? So standing nice and tall, shoulders down and back. We reach up our arms and we say, hello, sun. And then we fold it forwards towards our toes and say, hello, toes. Bend the knees and step that foot back. Try and do the other one. And our road runner says, beep, beep. Taking the other leg back and holding now in our puppy dog. So this is where we get to choose. We can stay with wagging our tail. We can stay with our legs straight as long as they're not hurting, otherwise wag your tail. Or our doggy can have a little wee. So let's have a look at our doggy having a little wee as we raise that foot up and we bring it back down again. Be careful, make sure your hands are gripped onto the floor. And he's not quite finished. So let's try that on the other side. As we raise that other leg up, well done. And bring it down. Let's come down onto our hands and knees into our very happy cat. Push that stomach towards the mat and smile. And scared cat. Happy cat. Party cat. Very good. And let's come down onto our bellies for our snake. So hissing like a snake. And pushing up into your big snakes. Very good. Let's sit back onto our heels, head down, arms by our side for our little mouse. And back up into happy cat, big smiles. One last party cat, party cat. Very good. And let's lift it up into our dog again, lifting all the way up, looking down at our toes and holding it there. Very good. Let's bring that foot back through to your hands. Last road runner. Beep, beep. And both feet together as you slowly come up, hands to your heart. Very good, well done. Okay, so we're gonna get ready now to do our Room on the Broom story by Julia Donaldson, one of my favourite authors, and lots of different books that we do that be brilliant YogaBugs stories, and hopefully I'm not gonna go wrong on this one. So are we ready? Make sure you've got a drink. Okay, so our Room on the Broom story starts with a witch. For our witch, we're going to stand on one foot. So we're going to bring one foot up, and if it's a bit difficult, just keep your tiptoe on the floor. And we're going to bring our hands into a witch like this. Very good. And we can cackle like a witch. Very good. So our witch had a cat. So we're going to come down into cat. And what sound does the cat make? Meow. Very good. Our witch had a cat and a very tall hat. So we're going to bring that up there for you. Very good. And long ginger hair, which she wore in a plait. So for our plait, we're going to bring our arms out, open up so our palms are facing forwards, and try and crisscross one hand over. And just try to bring those hands together, even if they don't quite meet, just to make a little plait. Very good. And how the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick. So we're going to bring our legs a little bit wide for this one, and we're going to point a toe that direction and bring our arms out for our broomstick. As they sat on their broomstick, bending that knee, and flew through the wind. Well done. How the witch wailed and how the cat spat as the wind blew so wildly it blew off her hat. So bring your arms up into your hat like that. Very good. And bring them back. Down, cried the witch. And they flew to the ground. So we're going to see if we can lean forwards towards our foot to fly to the ground. Well done. Down, cried the witch. And they flew to the ground. Standing back up. Bring the legs a bit closer together. You can bend them now if you want to. They looked for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes on thundering paws, out bounded a dog. So we're going to come into dog, up onto our dog. So from hands and knees up into our dog, and he had a hat in his jaws. Very good, standing back up. He dropped it politely and eagerly said, as the witch put her hat back onto her head. So let's put that hat up here. Very good. And let's come back down now into dog. As he says, so onto our hands and knees and up into dog. I'm a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on your broom for a dog like me? And standing up. We're going to make ourselves nice and wide again. Yes, cried the witch. And the dog bounded on. So we're going to try and do our broomstick on the other side. So just point your toe the other side this time. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So we're going to bend that knee through the broomstick the other way. Very good. Over the forests and fields they flew. The dog wagged his tail. So let's come back down into dog, standing up. Hands and knees, up into dog. You can make a sound of a dog for me and bend those knees as you wag your tail. The dog wagged his tail as the stormy winds blew. Standing back up, legs wide back towards your broomstick. The witch laughed aloud, ah, ha, ha, and held on to her hat. So hold on to your hat. But out blew her bow from her long ginger plait. Arms down, knee bent again for your broomstick. Down, cried the witch. And she flew to the ground. So we're going to lean forward again to fly to the ground. Well done. Stand it back up. Legs a bit closer. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out of a tree, so we're going to stand feet together, bring our branches out, and we're just going to do our little tree with our arms up. Out of a tree with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird. So we're going to do our bird by bending forward at the waist, holding on to ourselves and doing our nice wings like this. There flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak, and standing up, she dropped it politely and bent her head low. So let's see if we can bend down to touch our toes. Very good. So she dropped it politely and bent her head low as the witch tied her hair in a bow. So let's do our plait again. Arms out, palms up, and reaching those hands to make our little bow. Very good. So she dropped it politely and bent her head low as the witch tied her hair back into her bow. And she said to the witch, I am a bird, so come back into bird for me, as green as can be. Is there room on your broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch. So we're going to stand nice and tall and wide. We're going to get ready to do broom on the other side. And the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped her broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So bend that knee again. Very good. Over the rivers and reeds they flew. The birds shrieked with glee, and the stormy winds blew. They shot through the sky to the back and beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. So in this position, we're just going to reach up as she lets go of her wand. Very good. Down, cried the witch. So we're going to bring it forward, and they flew to the ground. Standing back up for me and search. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden, from down in a pond, so we're going to squat down now, there leaped a dripping wet frog. So we're going to do a big jump like a frog with a dripping wet wand. And another one. Very good. And standing back up, he dropped it politely and said with a croak, as the witch, standing back up into witch, wiped her wand on the fold of her cloak. Very good. And squat back down into frog. I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on your broom for a frog like me? Standing back up. Yes, cried the witch. And the frog clambered on. Get ready for your broomstick. Point that toe out. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the meadows and moors they flew. The frog jumped for joy. So let's go back down into frog for one more jump. The frog jumped for joy and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat. So down into cat, down fell the cat. The dog, lift it up into dog, and the frog. So lean it back down and let's go back into our squat for our frog. Down they all fell, bounding into a bog and standing back up. Get ready for your broomstick again. Because the witch's half broomstick flew into the clouds. The witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. So bring your feet back, keeping them a little wide apart. We're going to do our dragon. We're going to bring our hands onto our shins or our ankles. And he says, I am a dragon, as mean as can be. I'm planning on having witch and chips for my tea. Very good. Back into broomstick, other side. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. So we're going to lean it back and go up to fly higher and higher. And bring it back down. Feet out, arms wrapped around. The dragon flew after, breathing out fire. So taking a nice big deep breath in and breathing out your fire. And again, big deep breath in, breathing out your fire. Well done. Broomstick on the other side. Ready in your position? Help, cried the witch as she flew to the ground. So we're going to lean it back down to the ground. That's it. And back up again. The witch looked around, but no help could be found. As the dragon, back into dragon, drew nearer and licking his lips, he said, maybe this once I'll have witch without chips. And just as he was going to begin his feast, standing up nice and tall, Out of the bushes rose a horrible beast, standing up really tall onto your tiptoes now. It was tall, dark and sticky. It was tall, dark and sticky. It was feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads and wings like a bird. Let's do our bird wings again. Its terrible voice as it started to speak was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. Standing back up, it dripped. So we can do like sticky mud here. It dripped and it squelched as it rose from the ditch. And it said to the dragon, "Buzz off, that's my witch." The dragon drew back. So we're going to come into dragon and we're going to see if we can do it slowly, walking backwards, nice and carefully, gently walking. The dragon drew back and started to shake. "I'm sorry," he spluttered. "I made a mistake. It was nice to have met you, but now I must fly." The dragon spread his wings, so leaning forward, spread those wings. The dragon spread his wings and he flew off to the sky. Staying in this position because then the bird flew down and the frog jumped down and the cat climbed down and the duck said, "Phew." Standing back up into witch. "Oh, thank you, oh, thank you." And onto the other side. The grateful witch cried, "Without you, I'd be in the dragons inside." She filled up her cauldron. So we're going to sit down and we're going to bring our legs out into our cauldron. She filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone, throw something in." So the frog found a lily. So come down into your frog again and we're going to do one little jump for our frog. The frog found a lily. The cat found a cone. So back into cat. The bird found a twig. And the dog found a bone. So we're going to lift it back up into dog. Very good. And sitting back down. They threw it all in. So we're going to come back into our cauldron. They threw it all in. And the witch stirred it well. So let's grab our spoon. And big stirs. The witch stirred it well. And as she did stirring, other direction, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom! And out rose a truly magnificent broom. Standing back up for me. And legs wide. It had seats for the witch and the cat and the dog. Okay, we're going to get ready to go into broom. So point one toe out, arms up. It had a nest for the bird and a shower for the frog. "Yes," climbed the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Very good, standing back up. And that is the end of your room and the broom story. Hope that you enjoyed that and that you carried on all the way with me. It was quite a busy one, that one. So thank you again for joining me. If you just want to take a nice deep breath, just to bring your breath back and just to let yourself relax. So just taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And thank you so much again for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow with Footy Bugs, Dance Bugs on Wednesday, Footy Bugs again on Thursday, and me again on Friday with another new adventure. So I look forward to seeing you again there. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be kept up to date with all the videos that we post. Thanks very much. See you soon.